areas of that for like my anxiety and depression, and how I said I wasn't feeling joy and all this stuff, and like my life was 3 years of really weird situation I ever thought I would be.
Mm-hmm.
That was the catalyst that took me out of that.
Okay.
So I don't think if I did it, I don't think I'd be in the same mental place I am today. So I would 100% do it for that.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, I think it was a big personal growth area for me, understanding my weaknesses. Um, Not even my strengths, mainly seeing my weaknesses, seeing my fear to commit,
Mm-hmm.
my understanding my social anxiety and accepting it and learning how to change my ways. And that's what happened a lot of our session. So for that, yeah, and personal growth, like I wouldn't have started Never Alone without it. Like really, like the
Mm-hmm.
next weeks after when I put it into it, and I stopped. Yeah, there were a lot of things that held me back, and I would allow them to hold me back before I did this session. And afterwards, I would think about the things that would make me hold it back. Like I would think about doing something I wanted to do, and then usually within a couple hours, I would talk myself out of it to be like, oh no, that's not. I can't really complete da 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 da. After the journey, I was like, no, I can. Why not try and just take it one day at a time? And there we go.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so Neverland wouldn't be here. And yeah, I've been thinking about actually a lot lately. I want to do another one,
Mm-hmm.
not for my mental health per se, but just for personal growth to understand myself a bit more. And I find that it actually helped me overcome some barriers that were ahead of me that I was too afraid to hurdle.
Mm-hmm.
And with Never Alone, starting my small business, kind of having a side business hustle now in digital marketing. I'm 35, but I've never gone this far in a business sake to like on my own, and everything is on me. So I know there's some stuff that has held me back from the last 34 of my years, which kept me to this point of not moving forward. And yeah, I think if I go and do something and work with someone, I can address those and kind
Mm-hmm.
of just, yeah, clear the way so I can grow and do what I really want to do.
Yeah, it sounds like you definitely got a lot of value out of it.
Yeah,
I mean, just
definitely.
alone starting your business and everything else, that's awesome.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and I get one more question about it, I guess,
Yeah.
for the whole thing. The aftermath of it, like you did the
Hmm.
9 sessions, then you did, how long was the therapy session you did when you were like induced? Or,
So essentially, we started like 9 a.m. because it was supposed to be around the 6, 7 hours was the general time frame, she said, for that.
mm-hmm,
And so you're just there chatting, listening to music, talking for that time. But essentially, what you would know, like, so I took one pill,
mm-hmm,
125 milligrams, I think it was like, if I was to go out partying at night, that's what I would take.
mm-hmm,
And then halfway through, I took another pill. So I took a total of 2 pills, which isn't like crazy, my dose. But
mm-hmm.
like if you're really out there and you're just using it as a party drug, that's not the craziest thing in the world to do. Um, and that was it. Yeah, then it was actually 6 hours. And then you kind of obviously at nighttime, you come down and you have that usual MDMA low. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really low because you didn't have the booze hangover. So you just weren't, it was just the general like, okay. But really, it was the next 3 days, which were the oddest things. It was super weird. Um, and it's super hard to explain. It's kind of one of those things that once you've done it, you get it. And if not, you're like, okay. But you're not really there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not there. Like I didn't feel afraid or uncomfortable, but I felt like I didn't want to do the things I would usually do those days, but I didn't want to hide and do nothing.
Yeah, it's you're kind of like just floating around in the middle
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, you were floating in the middle and just like, okay, yeah. I didn't want to be around a bunch of people, not at all, because I didn't want to have small talk conversation. Like it felt awkward.
Mhm.
But my old comfort place was like sitting in my room by myself working or watching TV, and I didn't want to do that. So I was kind of shedding my old self because it didn't feel comfortable. I didn't want that, but I wasn't fully ready to be integrated into society. So like I went biking, I went for walks, I saw people, and I was out in nature. But yeah, it was 3 days of a very weird space. Weird space.
Yeah, just like a kind of the comeback from it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, and a change of mind. Like there was
Right.
definitely a change of mindset from those 6 hours, and my mind knew that, but it wasn't ready. I don't know. There is some stuff, but yeah, it was super,
Yeah.
super crazy. Yeah,
Almost just like 3 days of contemplation or something. You just kind of
yeah, yeah,
processing everything that happened.
definitely. And you're like just stuck in the middle.
Mhm.